Well, welcome to my lair. I mean, my podcast. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, we're talking about the Queen is dead. Queen Elizabeth II, she's dead. Uh, King Charles III, now he's taken over. Good riddance. Nah, I kid. Bless her heart. Pray for the family. Pray for the royals. Pray for, you know, I'm not really into all that king, queen. I don't think people should be. I mean, why were they? Why can you even figure out their lineage? They go back to the pharaohs. I don't know. I don't want to see anybody die, but I well, let's first off the queen. She's been queen for like ever. She'd been around. Uh, we never did see her husband who passed. Now it's Charles, their son. He's going to be a king. So not a patriarchy or something. I can't keep up with it, and I don't want to. I There's some weird things about the royals, and kind of all through history. There's always been. Again, I don't see why they're royal and their blood. I don't get that. For one, I have a history. I'm Scottish. Um, the royals kind of treated my name Greer is actually an alias for McGregor because they came. The Prescription Act of 1603. They've always been killing Scotsmen and Irishmen and Welsh. They're not even the Royals. Not the Windsor's not their last name. They're not even British. They're like Germanic. Those castles in Scotland, I think my people built them. Yeah, so they outlawed the McGregors for something like they're stealing sheep or something. Like, don't talk about you could kill us and they'd knight you. So we went scattered all over the world, changing our name. Hence the reason my name is Greer is because the McGregor we couldn't use it. I just don't get into that royal, the Duke of whoever. That's just not. So that means it's your blood, like you're just born into. People. Nepotism is one of the worst things on earth. Why is he getting ahead? Why are they getting all this opportunity? Oh, he's this. No, I know. It's basically like, well, he's so and so's boy. I mean, it's the same thing. Again, bless her. I hope that she's doing well in wherever she. Don't want to ever see anybody die. But there is some strange stuff about the Royals, especially these past, 10 years or so, maybe more. Forever. I shouldn't even say that because there's been some. Let's just cut to the chase. The weirdest thing about Queen Elizabeth, and this was posted on their website, like the royal website. It's been scrubbed now, but you can find it. Supposedly, she had like they brought in some people in London, England, meet the Queen on the grounds, and she like shapeshifted. Now I don't know. They said again. I'll just tell the story. I don't know if it's true. She shapeshifted. People were freaking out, and in what they posted on the website, they're like, "Our Queen is a little different. Of course, she's still your Queen, even though she's not human." That's what they said. Like, what the hell? Shapeshifting. Is that true? And I think that their excuse was, "Oh, someone hacked the website. Sorry, but it'd been up there. Why didn't they pull it down?" Was that's some crazy shit? Shape-shifting queen, reptilian queen. That is blood drinking reptilian queen. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm just speculating. Has anybody else heard that? It's been a few years when that happened, but again, they the monarchy, the royal. I don't think anybody is any different than anybody else. I don't. And usually, all through time, these kings and queens, they're like bleeders. They can't even. What is that called? They can't. They're sickly. They're inbred. They have to like marry cousins, and that's why they need new blood. They need hay. And then King Charles, I guess now he's King Charles III. They well, for one, they beheaded the King Charles back in the day, the whole Oliver Cromwell kind of thing. This King Charles, I don't know if he was the first or the second. This King Charles, there's a good movie. Watch Cromwell. Awesome. Tells that story, how this king kind of got into power. He married a French queen or something, and the people didn't like that. And then he outlawed Parliament. Like he was like, "Oh no, the people don't have a say. I'm the king. And man, they and he went after some people, but man, they voted him out, beheaded him. Like, was that the last King Charles? I don't know. My name's Charles. I mean, again, I don't get. I yeah, they beheaded King Charles. This is in the when was this? 1600s, 17, something like that. And then King Charles III is new. He was Prince Charles as of yesterday or the day before. Now he's king. There's some things about, the whole Diana, Prince of Wales, her death, all weird, kind of. And she had said, like, hey, look, and they got this. She wrote a letter to people. They're going to kill me in a car wreck. That's what they're setting it up. I heard them talking about it. I mean, could that be? Is that what really happened to her? Her and Dodi Fayed, I think his name was. Weird. The strange. And then King Charles, I should say, has been with Camilla Parker Bowles, that his side piece, or now they're married. I mean, but he was with her all while he was married to Diana. Like, they literally told Diana, and these in her words, she told friends and wrote letters that, like, you were just there to be bred. We just needed new blood to have, Again, these are not my words. These are what she said. They got a divorce. She didn't let Charles. I mean, they right off the bat, she probably knew she made a mistake. Like, this is how it's going to be. Can you imagine not having your own life? Because that's Panama. Do you really think a queen or a king is going to have any? There's a power structure surrounding them that would be. Come on, do we really need kings and queens in this day and age? I mean, shit. Do we? I mean, seriously. I know people fall for that, and they're all about, hey, and I got British friends and stuff. Cool. I get it. You grew up around that. My mom's the same way, and she's into antiques. Well, she was a certified appraiser of rare antiques and jewelry and stuff. And I don't know if she still has it, but she had like the royal china from when Queen Elizabeth was, I don't know, got married or something. It was old. I don't know if she still's got that, but she's into the Queen, and I just don't get castles and all that. What is this? Come on. Do we really need? What is I mean, seriously, what are they doing? What do they do? Like, I was watching something this morning. Oh, she served us to the end. What did she serve you? What was she doing? I'm sure there's some kind of. I mean, there are some strange things when you read about Queen Elizabeth, like the time that she took those kids, the school bus full of kids, and all the kids disappeared like crazy. Like, I'm not the one. I just read it. Like, what the? Shape shifting in the garden. And I guess it was a test. They were saying, hey, we just wanted to test and see if you could show her real self. And this was on the royal website. You could probably still capture, you could find it. People were like passing out and stuff. Then I saw footage not too long ago, a couple years back or something, about like some naked dude. Like, there was tourists outside like Windsor Castle, and all of a sudden up on a window, this window opens, like all these bed sheets tied together, and here comes this naked dude crawling out. What? He's naked. Windsor Castle. Tourists took the video of it. Why would you need to like scale the wall naked? That's just crazy. And of course, there's security and all the people that couldn't even have been the role. Maybe they weren't even there. Something was going on, but still, it's weird. I don't get the whole. Again, I don't get the that it's buying into like, oh, the queen, the king, and this and that, and we're proper, and I don't care. I don't get that. I think everybody's basically the same. I mean, there's people better, like I'm forward like brain knowledge, this, that, but people are people. Just because there's a certain group of people doesn't make them any better or worse than anybody. People do the same shit. I don't get. I never will. I don't think anybody's any better. I don't think that we need, maybe we do. Maybe you need people, maybe in Britain, they need someone to, like meeting the Queen, getting knighted. I heard that the Beatles, when they got knighted, they snuck off. Just like, oh, we need to use the restroom. And they went and they smoked a joint. And they kind of got in trouble. Like, man, you guys can't be smoking weed. You're about to meet the Queen. And they're like kind of stoned meeting the Queen, being knighted. Mick Jagger got knighted. Keith Richards, like, no, I don't think they would knight Keith Richards. But he was like, no, hey, he's kind of got the same mentality as me. Like, who can, what? I wouldn't want to be around him. You know? He's from England. Again, I'm just ranting and raving like a madman. It's my humble opinion. I feel sorry. She's dead. I get it. I have empathy for her. Bless her heart. I'll pray for her. Blessings. You know, how is this going to change anything? Like, I'm sure they have like protocols where they were probably getting Charles ready. Like, you'll be King Charles III. Saying, well, is his itinerary kind of just shout out the route? Now he's going to be busy. He's got to go around, and the security. See, you really want, like, anytime there's a king, oh man, you need like a lot of security. You need, you're going to be tested. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want to, you know, come on. It's 2022. Do we really need kings and queens? And I mean, I could see if they were like some family elite where they invented this and that, and everyone, and I'm sure they do some good. I'm sure they have like, oh, feed the kids and this, that. But then a lot of it's just kind of suspicious. Everything, the Diana death, like they were speed, you know, and then the crash and hit the 13th pillar underneath. You know, on top above it was a statue of, you know, come on. There's always something strange. And I remember when that happened in the 90s, I was sitting at home and like, breaking news, I got into the TV show. They were saying like, oh, she's going to be fine. Diana. They were like, oh, it's fine. She'll be fine. Then next thing she's dead. She died. What? Well, I thought she was going to be fine. I thought she was going to live. Nope. What did she know? Had she seen the shapeshifter? Like, what in the... I don't know. Again, this was on their website, like the royal website. Again, they said it was like a test. That's what they explained it. We're going to meet. She's got a group of 100 people to come and show her true self. And then people were passing out, freaking out, like, oh no, we can't do this. And they're trying to explain, oh, she's still the queen, even though she's a human. That's what they said in this article. It was posted on the royal website. And people heard about that, and then they took it down. Like, oh, I think they said, oh, someone hacked the site. You know, by gummy, they strange. And there's audio of back in the of Charles, King Charles, I should say, and Camilla Parker Bowles, like they were having a little phone flirting. He was saying some weird, crazy stuff. And if you ever watched an interview with that guy, like he I don't know, they look weird. They look sickly. All the royals always have. Like when you see him today, when I was watching, he showed up at Buckingham Palace and he's walking the security. He just doesn't look, neither does Camilla. They just look like they're got the illness or something. Pale. And in my mind, it's like, is that the best you could do? Are these the royal? It's because, and why are they? I know there's a lineage and this and that, but it's like, come on. And the movie Cromwell, when they beheaded that King Charles back in the day, they were saying like, hey, you need a queen and a king just to keep kind of people in line. It's their history. They've always had one. Why change? You know, this, that, and the other. I recommend watching Cromwell. Yeah. And how the King Charles, we got rid of the first one, or King Charles the first, the second, whatever he was. He got rid of the parliament. He didn't want the people to have a say. People were starving, this, that, and the other. Then he wanted them to fight because the Irish were coming or something. It's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. and people ran, but Cromwell kind of stood at the Parliament, hey, you know, and this, that, and the other, and then they voted to. They gave the king a trial, and then they voted to behead him, like publicly behead him. I mean, that's again this world we live in. That's what it boils down to. You have to behead a so-called king. Like people are crazy. Don't you wish the world wasn't so crazy? Don't you wish everybody just had like a fighting chance? You know, like an equal ground. You know, no, none of that. It blows my mind to this day. People still, even locals or whoever, wherever you're at, there's, oh, well, he's so and so, and we're this and that, and we have a piece of paper that tells us we're that is the biggest bunch of shit. Wouldn't you think a king, like back in the day, a king, didn't they have to be like big and be strong? And I don't know. Is anything going to change? Is this going to I just can't wrap my head around people would be so they are again, if you grew up in that, if you're from Britain and you're from that's just what it is. That's just how it is. You know, God save the queen kind of thing. Now it's God save the king. When was the last time we had a king? Isn't it when it's a woman, it's a matriarch, and then the dude, it's a patriarch? Isn't that how they do it? So now we're in a patriarch? I don't know. Again, I'm just riffing here. But I feel for her. I don't want anybody dying. But from my own history of my people from Scotland, we weren't treated that well. You know, all through time, the queens was like, you know, back in the day, you couldn't, they couldn't even hunt. They had to have arrows with like a little like bob on, like a little round circle with a little point. They could only like, so it wouldn't kill a deer or something, because that was the queen's deer. She might need them. People were starving. I think that's how the Robin Hood myth came about. People were just like, look, I'm tired. I got to eat. You know, I got a family. We're in this circle. It's the you know, past repeats itself. But does this are they even a thing? Like, even though he becomes king, is there anything that's going to change? Is he going to be like, oh yeah, now he's king, now he's going to do something different? I don't know. What kind of power do they yield now? I know they do a lot of philanthropy, and they do what, I mean, I guess. I actually met someone in LA that was something or other. She was 140th in line or something. She was some kind of, you know, and she was a fuck. It's, again, is this the best you can do? Is this it? And she kind of bragged about it. Yeah. Is it that people need someone to look up to and make them feel safe? Is that's why they do the king and queen? Is that why they, you know? Is it the heritage? You know? Is it true she shapeshifted in front of people? I don't know. It is true about that naked dude scaling the wall. I saw it. I saw the video. Tourist outside Windsor Castle. Next thing you know, there's a sheets tied together. You can watch the footage. Tied together, and this dude's naked, like escaping. Like, where does he think he's going to go? Like, he's, huh? And I think he fell. I mean, that's just crazy. What would make you, why were you naked? Why would you have to open up a window and then tie sheets together? That's probably tied to some kind of expensive piece of antique furniture and just go out the window. What's going on in there? It's just strange. Pardon me. All through history, let them eat cake. I mean, it seems like the royals are out of touch with people. I think Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, and she died like 96, I think it was. She seemed to like kind of get it. She was for the people. She seemed like she had a a soul, a heart. Because this morning when I was watching the stuff on King Charles, I should say, he just was going through the motions, and people are, oh yeah, they were taking pictures with him, and he didn't seem that upset. He wasn't crying. He wasn't. Neither was Camilla. And what does this make her now? If something happens to him, is it his son now? And what happens to the son? What are they? They get a new title, you know? We shall see. And then King Charles today is supposed to speak. And how would you do? Is there a way to get rid of a kingdom, or I don't even know what you would do? I mean, would people just freak out in like England or wherever they're at? Because the British, they used to be, maybe they still are, the biggest landowners in the world, the British Empire. They, like, the sun never sets on the British Empire because they had so much land. It was always sun somewhere, the land they owned. And they used to run India and all kinds of stuff. And there's more war. There's the Spanish. There's the, well, they killed the Russian monarchy or what, the royals in like the early 1900s. They they just killed them all. That's where all the communists, that's shit. And why would they do that? I watched footage of the old, they all looked the same back then. And why would they let one of their cousins be hung up to dry for the Bolsheviks or whatever to round him up and kill him? I don't know. This is strange. All through his strange shit. And of course, I'm just a nobody. I mean, my last name's an alias because of the British, how they treated my ancestors. That's why we came to America back in the day. Well, get the fuck. We need to go. Beheading us? Oh, we got to go. You could be knighted for behead. Nah, everybody's gonna want to be knighted and get land. And strange and unusual. But again, pray for them. You don't want anything bad happen to anybody. I already did. I said a prayer yesterday. Because it's like that's I want, you know, I don't want to be I'm not a heartless fool. You know, anybody, man, she had a long life. Why was she like 96? And basically all she knew was being a queen. Can you imagine? What I did a Google search before I started this podcast, and and these people are, again, these are not my words, but they were like, she was like a binge drinker to the day, you know, hey, we all, come on. We'd like to have a few. I wonder what she liked to drink. Was it like wine? Or she like just shooting like wild turkey, just, you know. Do you even have time on your own? Isn't there always servants and stuff around you if you're a queen? Like you couldn't, and it's like, leave me be. I just want to watch some TV. Oh no, we have to be in the room. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I am curious about the whole shape shifting. Is that even a thing? Come on, but it was. Maybe it was a hacker that just like, well, you know, I'm just gonna. Would you really want to mess with the royals though? Could you? They're gonna find you. You know, did they find him? What kind of firewall do they have on their website to let somebody, you know, post that? But it was on there. And it was a strange story. How they were saying like, oh yeah, she wants to reveal her true self. She's not human. Like, what? Huh? And where are those people that witness it? Wouldn't you think somebody would be on like some kind of news or something over there? Like, I saw her shift, dear Lord. Maybe they did. Maybe it's been scrubbed. I tried to find it earlier, but I couldn't find it. It's been scrubbed around. I'm sure if I did a deep dive and I could. But yeah, their family, a queen is, so pray for everybody. There's people that are really hurting. There's people that are like, oh my God, they grew up with that. They love the Queen. Um, it's sad times, dark times for the. But we got King Charles III now. When's the last time we had a king? Was it the last Charles that they beheaded when Cromwell and them? I don't know. Um, it was pretty in the movie. It's literally they have guys with like leather hoods on with a big axe, a wooden thing, and I mean on a people were. It was a public thing. This happened. They used to behead kings and queens. Henry VIII, all the killing his wife. Come on. You get a lot of power like that, and nobody's telling you what to. You might do some strange stuff. You might. And then they have like MI5, MI6, spies, this, that, and the other. I guess you would need to, if you're that powerful and you're that again, you're peacocking around like I'm the queen, I'm the king. I mean, that's gonna piss people off, especially if they're hungry. Like back in the day, they'd let people starve. And at one king, he was like, "Oh no, no parliament. The people don't have a say. We're outlawing parliament." Well, people see the real power is in the people. Forget about a king. They'll storm that castle, man. They will. They all through history. That's all they've done. Eventually, they're going to storm the castle. That's what's going to happen. They will just mow through that. It may take a bunch of them, and a lot of them will die. But that's what they've done. If history's taught us anything, people get fed up, especially if they see them like in a castle and they're like eating every kind of duck lip, just and you're hungry and they're telling you can't hunt the queen's deer, huh? But I pray for all of us because they still are powerful. They I don't know what King Charles is going to say today. Will it be like an easy shift to power, just kind of switch and everything's the same? Because it's not just a king. There's a level and you know how many people are involved with the royals? I don't know. I feel for her. But on the bright side, she had a good life. She lived a lot better than me. All of us combined, basically. Was there something she didn't have or want? Isn't that what a queen is like? Is anybody telling her to she had. I mean, you get bored probably. Like, oh man, I've had it all. Seen it. This shit. I mean, what should I eat today? What kind of wine should I? Because literally, it would be pretty easy. People are people, just to kind of become a drunk. Because you got. Oh, dude, you imagine the stuff that she has. The power that yields and the pressures and the I get it. You're going to need a strong drink, many every day maybe. But yeah, eating the best food, everything you'd want. I feel for him, but I think it's time for people to. Do we need kings and queens? That's one thing about America. They knew they didn't want another king. George Washington, he's like, no, man, he didn't want to be president. He's like, there can't be a king. That's what the problems start. That's why we started America, to get away from that control. People, in the caste system or whatever. Oh, you're born into power. Oh, see. And again, they ran India, they ran places. Didn't they have China too? I mean, they had it all. But hey, again, pray for all the people in England. Pray for everybody around the world. There's people that she had fans. Pray for King Charles. I know the kids and the cousins, whoever, or earls, squires, I don't even know, dukes. Um, it's a sad day for the Royals, but I'm sure everything will be fine. We're gonna be okay. Look, I do this every day, ranting like a madman about everything. Thought I'd talk about the Queen. It happened yesterday. Shit. Look up her shape shifting. Maybe that was a thing. Maybe it was fake. I don't know. Perhaps. But I love y'all. I'll be here tomorrow. Be blessed. Cheers.